This is the exam you've just finished, P1. What next? You need to relax. So my solicited advice to the students who have done P1 and now they're going to do P2, this is a book now we have to throw away. So we have P2 that you are going to sit for very, very soon. So I need to just make you aware that you have done P1 in Jan, then you are going to sit for P2 June exam. So how much time are you left with in order to cover this book, and then you sit for this exam May, June? Let's look at the chapters that you have to cover in this P2. P2, you are going to cover algebraic methods, you are going to cover coordinate geometry, you are going to cover exponential and logarithms, quite new concepts. You are going to cover binomial expansion, you did not do that in P1. You are going to cover trigonometric identities, and then you are going to cover differentiation, integration as the last chapter. So my advice to you is this: you need to start working on P2 as early as now. As much your teacher is covering this concept in school, try to make sure you are going ahead of the teacher, so that by the time the teacher is just covering that topic, you have already covered it, so that you get time in order to do past paper question. Every time you cover a topic, for instance, you cover algebraic methods, and I want to divide this. Of course, to do this, it's very simple. What you're going to do, you're going to take this term you have here, you write 3x squared, then divide by x. If you cancel that, 1x will cancel, so you'll remain with 3x. So in that case, you are going to write 3x at the top here. So 3x times this will be 3x squared. 3x times this, you're going to have plus 3x. Then we're going to subtract the 2. We're going to have 0 here, but here we're going to remain with x, then plus 5. So over x, that's going to be plus 1 here, because x over x is 1, right? So that becomes 1 times x will be x, 1 times 1 it will be 1. Then if we subtract, we are going to get 3. So if you divide this expression, you are going to get this as the quotient. And ensure you do the exam question, these that are written exam practice and E. Make sure you do these questions, because they will give you a hint on how these questions are usually asked in exams. And also go to the past papers. Once you finish the topic, go to the past papers, check the question that has been tested on that, so that whenever you are going to do these topics, by the time you are finishing them, already you've done some of the questions in the past papers, and then when you are going to do the past papers now, it will be just a repetition of those some of those questions that already you've done. And I will recommend that you join my Patreon page, and in the Patreon page I've added different worksheets, and you can be able to download them, so that you can be able to practice those exam questions as you are covering those topics. Don't cover the entire book without doing the past papers, because you will not be able to be having a clear picture of how the questions can be asked. As much as you are covering the content for P2, ensure you are also doing the past paper topical questions, so that by the time you've covered the syllabus, you'll be already prepared, and then you'll go straight to the past paper at the end. So that you are going to be introduced to is actually equation of a circle, and you are going to be introduced. That concept is not really a concept that is hard, because equation of a circle takes the form x minus maybe 5 squared plus 4. This is just equation x plus 6 rather is a equation of a circle. Then we can be able to express this as a power, so it will be 5 raised to power 2. So here, if you are asked maybe to state the center of this circle, we are going to state center C is going to be, you take the opposite sign of what's in the bracket, so it will be positive 5 and this will be negative 6, and the radius is going to be 5 units. You have to ensure that this is raised to power 2. So those are the some of the questions, and you will be able to see in P2. And also some I would like you to remind you that you should not forget how to do some of the topics that were in P2. For instance, you learned about completing square. Is it going to be in P2? Yes, it's going to be in P2. So for instance, if you are having x squared plus y squared plus 8x minus 10y plus 15 is equals to 0. This is an equation of a circle. And then you are going to use completing square method that you did in P1. You are going to use completing in P1. You did completing the square. So in order to use, how are we going to use completing the square here? We are going to say x squared plus 8x plus y squared minus 10y plus 15 is equals to 0. So you are going to complete the square of this, you complete the square of this. So completing this part, we are going to say it's x plus a half of this number, that would be 4 squared, minus the square of this number, that would be 16, plus into bracket y, a half of this is 5 squared, minus the square of this number, that would be 25, then plus 15 is equals to 0. Yeah, using complete square that you learned in P1. So don't forget how you did differentiation. Don't forget how you did integration in P1, because you are going to use that knowledge. That's why it's very important for you to notice some of the concepts that you learned there are going to be used in P2. So this is x plus 4 squared plus y minus 5 squared. This is negative 16 minus 25 plus 15. Yeah, we need to consult our calculator so that we can be able to see how that is asked. So this is going to be minus 16 minus 25 plus 15. The answer becomes minus 26. If I take it on the other side, I can write it 26 positive. Then I can be able to say the center of this circle is going to be minus 4. We said we take the opposite sign, and this becomes 5, and this one becomes the radius is going to be root 26. The radius is going to be root 26. So my solicited advice for you, you need to start working on P2 as early as now. Once you have finished the exam, get serious into it. The same momentum you were having when you were about to do the exam of P1 should be the same momentum when you are revising this, so that by the time you have completed the entire book, already you've gone through the past paper question. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, or tutorials on P2 in this particular channel. So consider subscribing, share this channel to your friends, and also join the Patreon page, please, because that's where I am able to place the worksheet that you need. I place the marking schemes, and if you can be able, if you need any, and also if you need any help, that's where you find me. I've realized most of my viewers, they join, they learn, they enjoy the videos, they download the papers, but they have not subscribed. Please consider subscribing so that you can be able to support the channel to grow. Share this channel to all your social networks, to your friends, encourage them to subscribe. I wish you the best of luck for P2. We work together for P1. All the predictions were there. I believe when you're going to do May, June exams, I'll be able to be with you. I'll do more prediction on this so that we can be able to learn math together. See you in the next video.